Okay, hello and welcome to another film review. This is a review of a Japanese film called Audition.
Second attempt.
Second attempt. I am rather upset that the first attempt didn't record.
Got more chances to be brilliant.
We will see. But when you think of Japanese films, you can sort of relate to The Ring and The Grudge, both very scary. In your plot outline, Mark, would you say that this is a similar sort of film?
I would say Audition is completely unique.
In what respect?
Well, let me give you a plot outline first. Basically, there's a gentleman called Ayama. I've tried to pronounce his name about 20 times.
We'll just call him the gentleman.
Right, okay, we'll call him the gentleman. Okay, he has been widowed for 7 years. He's a single father. Basically, he's been living alone all this time.
With his son, though. He's just not had a love interest.
Yeah,
but he fancies some nookie.
Well, he may have had some nookie, but I don't want to give it.
So you're saying he wants more?
He wants nookie on tap. Let's be honest.
Maybe a more meaningful relationship.
Yeah, that as well. The implication is to me, he just wants someone to cook and clean his house. But I mean, let's not judge. So basically, his friend is holding auditions for a film, and he needs a leading actress. So he decides to hold auditions for a number of girls.
But he's also using this as a opportunity.
Sorry, Mark. Sorry, but I was rudely cut off.
Yes, I know.
And he sees this as an opportunity, as Rob said, for his friend to basically sit down in the interviews and basically eye up the girls and see if there's any that he likes, and he might like to spend some time with.
Maybe that's where we're going wrong. Perhaps we should pretend to write a film and then just advertise it and get some ladies into the flat and say, would you like to be my film?
Well, anyway, I don't know about you, but I'm swimming in vagina.
I digress.
Basically, he goes on a few dates with her. Things seem to be going swimmingly well, and then everything goes up shit creek, and it all unfolds from there.
Okay, so I normally ask the question, does the beginning of the film capture your attention and interest? Would you say so with this film?
Well, like I said first time wrong, but I'll repeat. In my personal opinion, the beginning of the film can be classed as almost the entire first hour, and it definitely holds your attention. You sympathise with the characters, you get to know them, you get to care about them, and that's why the second half is as good as it is. So personally, it definitely holds my interest.
So you think it's sort of the first half is a mechanism to make the audience feel comfortable,
definitely
tranquil, calm, and then it leads into a second half of utter madness, despair, chaos, which really has a much more of an effect on the audience due to the calmness of the first half.
Well, yeah, I mean, during the entire first half, it's light-hearted. There's a number of comedic scenes of people doing random dances and just a random pair of boobies. It's always good. Always
just thrown in there for the more pervy audience.
A lot of nice, relaxing, kind of upbeat lounge jazz music, and this it definitely makes you feel comfortable. And then it completely destroys that and makes you feel all horrible.
Without giving the storyline away too much, which character kind of destroys the sense of calmness?
Well, the girl does. Basically, the girl you think is. I mean, I think it's done really well, actually. I mean, they kind of imply that she's normal, but as a watcher, the entire time you are thinking there's something a little bit not right about this girl. And his friend says it in the film as well, but you can't help but feel it.
I think, setting aside the cover of the DVD case, because that's an unfair advantage. I think the first scene where I thought she was a little bit crazy is when she's waiting, or seemingly waiting for a phone call, and the phone rings.
I love that.
And there's like a smirk rising up her cheeks.
And the implication is that she's been sat in this exact same position, waiting for him to phone for about 2 days.
No, I used to do that sort of thing, but I'm much more,
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
sure
over it. No.
I'm sure you didn't have what next to you. What was next to her as well? Not
no, but we can't give that away. What is next to her?
Yeah.
We just can't comment. Did the characters' actions make sense in the context of the film? So it's obviously, you know, a horror film. Was there anything in there like mad psychic episodes or magic powers that sort of didn't fit in, or was it?
No,
kind of,
it was all within. It was all within the realms of reality. I mean, the girl is as she is for reasons. But I mean, the implication is that she's been abused, and she's been treated very badly by men, and as it's made her who she is. She's not just like this for the sake of it, and she's not just possessed by some demon or anything.
Do you think there was any sort of underlying moral message in the film?
If there is, it's quite hard because the second half is so mental that you get so lost in what's happening. I mean, avoid holding auditions for girls is my moral message.
I won't avoid holding auditions for girls, but what you need to remember, if you audition maybe 30, 40 girls, there is going to be one nutter in there.
Odds are, yes.
So just be careful of that. The sort of moral message I got from the film is the crazy female character kept on asking the gentleman, am I going to be your only love? And that sort of question flows in and out of the film quite a few times. So the moral message I'm getting from the film, and it's not really a moral message, but I would say that some people take your words literally, and there are people that take your words so literally, when they realise you're not being literal, there will be a backlash.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. There's not really a moral message, but I understand.
That's
be careful what you say. Yeah.
You understand the point of getting at. Don't make empty promises because people may get annoyed. Was there an exciting climax to the film?
There is an extraordinarily exciting climax. I mean, as the last for horror films, the last scene is one of the quintessential horror moments. It's one of the most famous bits in any film ever, if you're a horror fan.
So it's
done brilliantly.
It was done brilliantly, and it's one of those moments whereby you would see it on a top 10 most scariest film moments.
Which it has been on numerous.
Because it's quite graphic, a lot of blood is spilt, and the female character doing the kind of nasty business makes a noise which kind of I might have nightmares about. What noise was it? Yes, it's ding 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 ding.
It's not ding a ding ding.
It's similar to a bell, but it's coming from a human.
There is one particular bit in that scene that I always find sums it up quite well. You know what? If I tell you what it is, it was not going to draw away from the scene because it's quite funny. Basically, she chops his foot off with some piano wire. But as soon as she'd done it, she grabs the foot and she throws it up against the window. And the way that she throws against the window is like his limb is absolutely nothing to her. And the torture is just fun. And it's done brilliantly. It's a very quick scene, and it's like it's nothing. And it's very good.
You've kind of led me to a point. Whilst we're in the room and she's using the wire to sort of chop off the limb, you're getting sort of agonising moans from the gentleman and sort of pleasurable sounds from the female, and that's not comfortable viewing. And when she throws the limb against the window, we're brought outside where you can't hear what's going on inside, so you get a bit more sort of a peaceful sound. And for me, I was kind of hoping we wouldn't have to go back in the house because I found the scene quite uncomfortable. But as the direction sort of went, we were dragged right back in the room and had to sort of endure the uncomfortable nature of the scene.
And I would say as well that at like a number of premieres, people collapsed during it, and a woman at a film festival described the director as evil. So anyone was watching it, you think that we just might be being a pair of wusses. And I'd like to point out that not only have I watched a lot of horrible films, but it's it's understood to be an incredibly unpleasant watch. So that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it.
So you said your research paints a picture of people seeing the film, leaving, complaining about it, the nature of the film. Have you got first-hand experience?
I have got first-hand experience. I showed it to a couple of friends when it was on Channel 4 one night, knowing exactly what happens in the film, having seen it a couple of times before, but not telling them. And one of them, who is an ex-rugby player, felt incredibly sick while watching it, and the other one, who's well over 6 foot, quite a broad gentleman, felt the need to leave the room because he found it so unpleasant to watch.
Because broadness means you shouldn't be scared.
No.
The wider you are,
Manly.
the less scared you should be.
Yeah, he's manly. He has a beard and everything. Well, he doesn't, that's a lie.
I think maybe it's a film you should watch with a lady friend.
Yeah.
And hope she gets scared.
Should
More
we
scared than you get.
Well, you have to play it right, because I mean, if you tell her this is a brilliant film and she should definitely watch it, she might think that you're sick. But if you go in pretending, oh, I don't really know, maybe we should watch it, knowing exactly, then she could play right into your hands.
And that leads me on to my last point. You say, don't claim it's a brilliant film, blah, 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 blah. Let's give it a mark out of 10. Is it brilliant? Mark, 1 to 10.
Well, I give it 9 out of 10, because it's one of my favourite films ever.
I would give it 8 out of 10. It certainly is disturbing. It sort of sets out what it's meant to do. It's a very good Japanese horror film, probably the best I have seen.
I would also add that if you like this, you'd probably be alright watching any other Takashi Miike film, but Ichi the Killer in particular will be up your street. I'll speak to you all soon. Goodbye.